Microcasting for your city, Talkopolis.
Crazy, just the life of a southern boy. Well, I was raised around a corner from Grandma Neal.
This is Emerging Artists, Episode 2, recorded August 2nd, 2012. Our guest today, Tre Easley, aka Tre E. Hi everyone, I'm Greta Gaines. I'm your host right here on Emerging Artists at Talkopolis. Our guest today is the one and only Tre E, aka Tre Easley, who I adore. He's an amazing rapper. I don't know, is that still the word you use?
Yeah,
You're just not an MC or?
Yeah, rapper,
Okay.
MC,
Cool.
all in the same.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's interesting to talk to you today because the last time we talked to you were part of a duo, Sam and Tre.
Definitely.
And that was kind of an electronic meets rap sort of music duo. And you guys were getting a lot of heat, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's it like now that you've decided to go solo as Tre E? What are some of the challenges that you're facing now in your career?
Definitely being a solo artist is it's a little bit more of a struggle just because of, you know, want to do it like independent, you know, and just going after my own vision. But definitely me and Sam are going to continue to work together. We just thought that splitting up and him doing his own thing and me doing my own thing would further our careers and make it like more special when we got together. You know, so he'll be touring, I'll be touring, and then some dates I'll let people know, like via email, that, you know, he'll be performing with me.
So you may do some Sam and Tre reunion kind of stuff like that.
Definitely. Still put music out together as well.
But was it difficult when you went to him and you said, I think I need to go out on my own?
It was. It definitely was. I mean, it's kind of like a boyfriend, girlfriend type of relationship when you're in a group for a long time. So, yeah, we had our differences and our ups and downs, but, you know, I think our friendship and everything is what makes us still be cool with the breakup. Because it's really not even a breakup, really. It's just a restructure of things, actually. So.
But sometimes when you restructure a relationship with a girlfriend, that doesn't...
Yeah,
it
doesn't fly well. It doesn't fly well at all.
When I listen to your music, you know, the new stuff that you're doing, your solo stuff, it's tough, you know, like your voice, it comes across really tough and everything, but, you know, I know your dad, and I know that he's a preacher,
Right.
and I know that you're like a good Christian boy underneath it all. How do you kind of balance those two sides of Tre, like the sweet Christian guy with this urban rap persona that you have?
I don't think I really battle with it too well, really. I think it's like an ongoing struggle, really, you know, with like growing up. My pops would always censor my music. He would always come upstairs like, no, you're not going to put that in your songs.
It's like Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's like, you know, I'm 24, I'm grown. He kind of like, okay, you know, we'll let whatever happens, happens. You do what you want to do. But it's always something in the back of my head. I always hear my father's voice like, you might not want to say that, or go ahead and do what you do. So, yeah, it's an ongoing battle, but I just try to embrace it and just have fun with it.
He's very proud of you, though. I've seen
definitely.
Marshall.
Yeah.
So you go by Tre E, but Tre really stands for the fact that you're the third Marshall, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he is very supportive. Both
Very,
your parents are.
very.
But I'm sure he finds himself in certain situations, especially when you're with other groups, when he's hearing some stuff that is tough for him to hear.
Yeah, definitely. He'll do this.
Yeah. He'll literally do this? Yeah.
He will. Definitely.
Let's talk about your single, what song that could be a single, the Southern
Boy.
Southern Boy, yeah.
Yeah, Southern Boy is a great song. It's actually produced by Sam as well, and my homeboy Antoine, and then my homeboy Casey on the guitar. But yeah, it's really the real side of Tre. You know, it's like what I grew up listening to was like the hip hop stuff. So yeah, my hip hop mixtape is definitely like, it's gonna hit home for me when it's released because it's like really coming from the heart. The electronic stuff is more of a, you know, party, you know what I'm saying? Let's drink, let's smoke, whatever you want to do to have fun. But yeah, the hip hop stuff is definitely, it's gonna hit home.
When you think of, or one thinks of Southern rap artists, are they mostly thinking of Atlanta artists? Tell me the artists that are known now as Southern rappers, the kind of guys that are, you know, that you may get compared to or that's defined the genre as Southern rappers.
Ludacris, probably Outkast, Andre 3000, and Big Boy.
Atlanta guys.
Yeah, that's an Atlanta guy.
About Young
Big
Buck.
Crick, Young Buck, he's actually from here.
Yeah.
And yeah, Big Crick from Mississippi. He's a new artist. He's doing great right now. We actually opened up for him. Me and Sam did. I think you were at that show.
Probably. I don't remember
Yeah.
Big Crip, but
Yeah.
it was just a big. So when you think of, but I don't think of Nashville as being a place that's produced, besides Young Buck, I can't think of any other Southern rappers, but it just, as a genre, rap reminds me a little bit of country music in the fact that it seems like there's a lot of self-referencing going on. It's almost like I can hear a young artist who's been influenced by Reba or by Faith, and I think that there's some of that going on in rap as well.
Definitely.
So what voice is missing, and how are you trying to align your music so that it can be perceived as something fresh?
I think, I think one thing that really makes me stand out is my voice, my rap voice. I really just have to thank God for that. It's like...
It's really deep.
Yeah.
It's really kind of gruff.
I really don't sound like too many people. And with hip hop, you can always be like, oh, that really sounds like somebody else. And with me, it's kind of like I got my own little originality thing going. And it's pretty tough to kind of, pull that off. But yeah, I really just got to, thank God for giving me this voice. Got it from my pops as well. He has a really good voice.
The preacher voice.
Projects,
the cut through, yeah. But your lyrics are, we've done some writing together, so I've gotten to actually read, Can't always, when you're hearing rap music necessarily, I sound like I'm 104. No. I can't understand what those kids are saying.
Right.
But I read your lyrics, so I know that they're really deep and really dope, and you are able to, I think capture that experience of yearning. And yeah, there's a few cuss words in it, but what you're saying was so real to me, like I really felt it. And I'm not a person who listens to a lot of rap music necessarily. Right. So I hope the Southern Boy will be a hit for you, because I think it's totally different. It's melodic, and you're talking about a real experience about being from the South and some of your struggles. I couldn't understand the main refrain. You had to tell me what it was. It was something about Mom and them. What is it?
Almost like I was raised around the corner from Grandma and them, chilling at the corner store, Bud Light with M&M's, driving my mama crazy. Just the life of a Southern boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Are you going to put that Southern rock guitar on it that I suggested you put on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally really up to Sam,
okay.
Because he produced it. So, yeah, I told him about that, and he was talking about, going in, doing some post-production before we release it to get it sound a little bit more Southern. But, yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. So what are your struggles? What do you think the challenges in the next year to get known in your genre are going to be?
Just, I think it's just work ethic. Just, getting up early and just keeping it fresh on my mind every day that it's just going to take me, to take the lead role in this. I think that's one of my downfalls over the last couple of years, is just depending on other people to do things for me. And it's like, no, I mean, in this world, you got to just get out there and do it yourself and go with your own vision and trust, the team players that you have around you. But, yeah, I definitely have to take the lead role, and I think that's been one of my biggest struggles, just embracing who I am and who I want people to see. And yeah, that's like the biggest struggle, is just doing it. Like I think like Nike has the best slogan ever, just do it.
Yeah. Well, it is, you keep thinking in the music business that you're going to get help. You think this manager's going to come in and do it, this booking agent's going to do it. And I've done it with my own career. And boy, the sooner you learn that lesson, the better off you are, because at the end of the day, even if someone else is helping you, if you're not looking over their shoulder and making sure, but where would you like to be in 10 years? I mean, you're so young,
I would like to, have my own record label, clothing line, and just some things that'll keep, my movement moving, like getting other artists and bringing in like younger rappers and singers and just, working with people and just all being on one accord and just moving like a, like an army,
You're starting to see yourself as a businessman.
Have to. Yeah. I have to.
So what do you think is your weakness in all this?
Being, like you were saying, just being like the Christian boy in the rap world, and not really wanting to be a, gospel rapper, you know what I'm saying? But I think with my music, I do have a message in it, even though, I rap about, drinking, smoking and sometimes. But I think, a lot of times you will be able to hear, you know, that I'm coming from the heart in the songs that I do, like let you know that I'm coming with a message. You know, like Southern Boy, you know. It's a track that really, you know, is gonna touch home. And yeah, it's probably one of my biggest struggles is just embracing who I am and, you know, trying to balance the two. It's an everyday struggle though, definitely.
Do you think a lot of rap lyrics are sexist towards women? Do you hear that in some of your, or is that
yes
just the
and
vernacular,
no.
like
Yeah.
the bitch and the hoe thing? That's
It's
just
different. I mean, different strokes for different folks, you
Right.
know.
Well, who's
Some
your
people-
hero? Who do you think, oh, that's a guy, like if I could just follow like in Jay-Z's footsteps, I would think he would probably be a,
Yeah, Jay-Z as far as just a rapper, businessman, like he probably's done it the biggest, but my biggest influence probably would be like Tupac, Kanye West, you know. Kanye actually like went through some of the same experiences, you know, coming up with his mother and real Christian dude and drops Jesus Walks was like one of his biggest hits, but now if you look at him, it's 2012, so he has to like kind of change up what he's doing a little bit. He's not really the same Kanye, so you gotta always know what's next in hip hop too to stay like relevant and cool. And yeah.
well, luckily for you, there seem to be enough Kardashians around that you could also maybe date one of those.
Right. Hey, I wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? That's Kanye. Kanye's with Kim.
Yeah, I know. They're unavoidable.
Yeah, definitely.
But as far as like the message for like young rappers, so we've got, you know, do it yourself. You got to be prepared to do everything. You got to stay true to yourself. You got to you got to have your own style. But what I've found is if you're too original, they don't quite know where to put you either.
It's true.
So it's like towing that line.
Yeah, definitely.
But I've seen a change in you. I think I met you when you were about 19. So this young entrepreneurial business side, you know, understanding that you do have to do it all. You have to be willing.
You have to.
Yeah, and have a job. I know you work also. You have a day job, and I'm
Just
sure.
slanging shoes or Foot Locker. Really, I like that job just because, you know, it helps my people skills. I'm constantly talking to people every day, so I'm like, I'm actually practicing, you know, for my bigger goals. So it's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we have to look forward to from you coming up?
Later on this month or either early September, like the whole Tre E brand will be launched. The website, the SoundCloud, the Facebook, the Twitter, the new project. So a lot of music. Yeah, early September probably.
And do you know the name of the project? What's going to be?
Still Believing.
Still Believing.
Still Believing.
I love it. I think you're amazing. You know that I'm a huge fan, and pretty soon there's going to be a lot more Tre E fans out there. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
And you will come back and see us when the album drops and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Tre E right here at Talkopolis.
Yes, sir.
Microcasting for your city, Talkopolis.